The soft morning light filtered through the curtains as Amelia Carter folded her favorite cream blouse, placing it carefully in her overnight bag alongside a light pink cardigan. Nothing flashy, just the kind of comfortable, simple clothing she preferred. She moved through the familiar rhythm of her morning, humming softly under her breath as she packed. From the bathroom, Daniel Carter's voice echoed against the tiles. "You sure you don't want to wait until tomorrow? We could drive up together." Amelia smiled as she zipped her bag closed. "And miss my spa day with Jennifer? Not a chance. Besides, I want to check out the new acquisition before you arrive." Daniel appeared in the doorway, a towel around his waist, silver streaks in his dark hair catching the light. At 45, he carried himself with the quiet assurance of a man who had built something substantial from the ground up. "Just remember, no one knows you there. I haven't even met the staff yet." "That's the point," Amelia replied, walking over to place a kiss on his cheek. "Your corporate inspection team arrives tomorrow. Today, I'll see how they treat a regular customer. The real experience." Daniel shook his head, eyes crinkling with that familiar look of admiration. "Mystery shopping, my own dealership, huh? Smart as always. 15 years in customer service before I met you. You taught me everything about how businesses really work. And being underestimated," she grinned, "is my superpower." The Carters had built their company, Carter Automotive Group, over 2 decades. Daniel's latest acquisition, North Shore Luxury Motors in downtown Chicago, was his boldest move yet. The dealership boasted a long-standing reputation for luxury vehicles, but had recently seen a spike in customer complaints. Daniel wanted the truth about why. "Just observe. Don't intervene," he reminded her. "I know how fired up you get when you see per service." "I promise to behave mostly," Amelia teased, grabbing her keys. 3 hours later, Amelia parked several blocks away from the dealership. She smoothed down her blouse, adjusted her cardigan, and checked her reflection in the compact mirror. At 42, she wore the soft signs of a life well lived, lines around her eyes that Daniel lovingly called her happiness markers. Leaving her designer handbag hidden beneath the seat, Amelia chose to arrive as simply herself, not as Amelia Carter, co-owner of Carter Automotive Group. The dealership's facade gleamed with polished glass and chrome, luxury vehicles displayed like jewels under perfect lighting. Taking a breath, she stepped through the revolving doors. The showroom buzzed with activity, salespeople in tailored suits prowling the floor with the predatory precision of sharks. Near the reception desk, 3 men in matching navy suits laughed over something on a smartphone. Amelia wandered toward a sleek black sedan, her fingers brushing lightly over the hood. It didn't take long before she felt eyes on her. She turned to find a tall salesman approaching, his suit impeccable, his smile tight. "Good morning," he greeted, glancing at her attire with thinly veiled judgment. "Just browsing today?" "Actually," Amelia replied warmly, extending her hand, "I'm interested in this model." "I'm Amelia." The salesman, whose name tag read Ethan Cross, shook her hand briefly, his grip disinterested. "Ethan Cross. This is our Bellagio GT. Quite an exclusive vehicle." His tone suggested she might be better off somewhere else. "It's beautiful," Amelia said, ignoring his dismissive air. "I'd love to hear more about its features and possibly arrange a test drive." Ethan's smile stiffened. "Of course. Though I should mention the Bellagio starts at $115,000. Perhaps I could show you something a bit more practical." "This model is exactly what I'm looking for," Amelia replied firmly. She'd faced this kind of condescension before, the assumption that a woman dressed simply couldn't afford luxury. Ethan's lips pressed into a hard line. "Very well. The Bellagio GT features a turbocharged V8 engine, premium leather interior, and the latest driver assistance technology." His pitch was mechanical, lacking the enthusiasm she'd overheard him using with another well-dressed male customer. "Sounds impressive," Amelia nodded. "I'd like to experience how it handles." "Can we arrange a test drive now?" Ethan's mask of professionalism faltered. "I'm afraid we require pre-approval from our finance department before scheduling test drives on our premium models." Amelia's smile remained polite. "I won't need financing. I plan to pay in full." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "I see. Well, our policy still requires verification of funds before any test drive in this price range. Security purposes, you understand." "Of course," Amelia nodded. Would you like to see my bank statement? Ethan gave a noncommittal shrug. That would be helpful. Amelia reached for her phone, opening her banking app. But before she could show him, Ethan cleared his throat. Actually, perhaps we should involve my manager. He gestured toward a glass office where a man in a charcoal suit sat at a polished desk. As they approached, the office door opened. Ethan, is there an issue? The manager asked, his nameplate reading James Porter. Ethan hesitated. MS. Amelia here is interested in the Bellagio GT, but I was explaining our test drive protocols. Just Amelia is fine, she said, extending her hand. James barely glanced at it. Please have a seat. Gregory remained standing as Amelia sat across from James. You're interested in the Bellagio, he repeated, steepling his fingers. It's one of our most exclusive models. May I ask what you plan to use it for? Amelia kept her tone friendly. I travel often between Chicago and Milwaukee. Comfort, safety, and reliability are my priorities. And yes, I appreciate a bit of luxury. James nodded slowly, his smile hollow. Understandable. Though there are many excellent options at lower price points. Ethan could show you something that might suit your situation better. Amelia felt the familiar sting of being underestimated but stayed composed. I'm specifically interested in the Bellagio GT. I've done my research. James's smile thinned. Research is wonderful, but experience teaches us to guide customers toward appropriate choices. I'd like to test drive the Bellagio, she repeated calmly. Today. James exchanged a glance with Ethan, leaning forward. Let's be direct. Test drives for premium models require financial prerequisites. We can't let just anyone take a $115,000 vehicle out. Anyone? Amelia echoed softly. I mean, James backpedaled without verified financing or proof of purchasability. I can pay cash, Amelia said. Would you like to see my account balance? Even so, James replied smoothly. We have a responsibility to match our vehicles with buyers who can maintain them appropriately. The Bellagio has specific insurance and maintenance needs. I understand fully, Amelia said. By now, other salespeople were watching, some openly eavesdropping. James leaned back, his posture stiffening. I'll be blunt. The Bellagio might not fit your lifestyle. Ethan can show you certified pre-owned options. Amelia smiled tightly. I'd like to speak with someone else. I'm the sales manager, James snapped. Policies apply to everyone. No money, no test drive. Ethan nodded smugly, echoing the words just loud enough for the nearby staff to hear. Amelia rose, keeping her voice steady despite the heat flushing her neck. I see, she replied. Thank you for your time. As she stepped away, whispers followed her through the showroom. The calculated public humiliation wasn't new, but it still burned. Amelia took a seat in the customer lounge, quietly observing the team's interactions. It was clear the way they treated male customers in casual clothes versus women alone. The double standard was glaring. 40 minutes later, the main doors opened. Daniel walked in, cutting a sharp figure in his tailored suit. His presence immediately shifted the room's energy. Ethan's posture straightened as he hurried over. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to North Shore Luxury. How may I assist you today? I'm interested in the Bellagio GT, Daniel replied smoothly. The black one on the floor. Ethan's demeanor transformed into eager attentiveness. An excellent choice. Right this way. James appeared quickly, hand extended. James Porter, sales manager. Welcome. Daniel Carter, he said, shaking firmly. If they recognized the name, they showed no sign. Let's arrange a test drive, Daniel requested, his eyes casually scanning the room until they landed on Amelia. Actually, he continued, I'd like my wife to join me. Amelia, sweetheart, would you come over here, please? The room fell silent as Amelia stood and walked toward them. Shock registered across James's and Ethan's faces as the pieces fell into place. Hello, darling, Amelia smiled, giving Daniel a kiss on the cheek. She turned to James, her tone sweet but pointed. We were just discussing this vehicle earlier. Mr. Porter was explaining why I couldn't test drive it. Daniel's eyebrow arched. Is that so? James's face paled. Mrs. Carter, I wasn't aware. Exactly the problem, Daniel cut in, his voice calm but firm. You shouldn't need to know who someone is to offer respect. Amelia touched Daniel's arm gently, signaling that she wanted to handle it. Mr. Porter, I came here today as an ordinary customer to see how your team treats people when they think no one important is watching. The fallout was swift. Within a week, James and Ethan were replaced. Amelia oversaw the transition personally, implementing training programs focused on customer respect and inclusivity. A month later, Amelia returned to the dealership, wearing the same outfit. This time, she was greeted warmly by Thomas, a newly promoted consultant. "Good morning, Mrs. Carter. Here to see Daniel." Actually, she smiled, "I'm here as a customer today. I'd like to test drive the Bellagio GT. "Absolutely. The keys are ready whenever you are," Thomas replied without hesitation. As Amelia settled into the driver's seat, she caught Daniel watching from his office, pride written across his face. Some lessons were worth repeating, especially when they exposed the true cost of prejudice.